When did you realize you don't really have friends? When I thought about who I'd invite to my wedding. Or worse, realizing you don't have anyone to genuinely be your groomsmen or bridesmaids. True, I ended up having my sisters as my groomspeople because they're the genuine people actually involved in my life. When I turned on Facebook to see a photo of my entire friendship group holidaying at an exotic island without my having been asked. For the second year in a row, I am a slow learner. I had an epileptic seizure in front of them. They'd known about my condition for years and seen me have small ones from time to time, but this one was strong enough to knock me off my feet, and I'm not sure if I whacked my head or if the seizure rendered me unconscious, but I got knocked out either way and woke up a bit later to an EMT tending to me. Tried getting in touch with those friends a few times afterwards, but I haven't heard from them since, and I never even so much as got a message or a call to ask if I was okay. I get that it probably gave them a scare, but they're adults, and quite frankly, if after years of friendship and hanging out constantly I was that easy to just cut off communications with, then I can't have meant much to them. Had a major accident and had to learn to walk again. Not one called, not one came to bring me clothes or visit in hospital. My boss, who had been a twat the entire year, called and even got his wife to go shopping for me and bring me clothes as they had to cut mine off my body. Yeah, I stopped doing the free pub pickups and dropping in to cook dinner and clean their house over a cup of coffee after that. I'm even the godparent to 14 different families' kids over the last 16 years, and realized after the accident I kept getting named because they found out I set up trust funds for my godkids and deposit money every year for them to have when they turn 25. I've made all the funds even with over 5K and refuse to put more in now. I've moved home and countries, so be interesting if they find me to hit me up for the funds in a few years' time. The fifth time they forgot to tell me they switched where they were having lunch made me question it. When we organized a trip to the movies and they forgot to pick me up was when it hit. Yeah, I have a former group of friends who would always conveniently forget to invite me to things. By the fifth time it became pretty clear what was going on. And when I showed up to a hangout anyway once and saw their reactions, it was confirmation. I've never had close friends. Friends of convenience, friends of location, maybe. I don't know how to open up, how to develop a friendship. My two closest friends from childhood are now on very different life paths than me. So we are slowly drifting apart. It hurts sometimes, but being the introvert that I am, I just keep quiet. I realized my group of friends loved to hang out with each other whenever they could, but barely talked to me unless they needed something. I left our group chat when they stopped responding to me, but responded to each other. Never heard from them again except for once to ask me about why I quit a job so she knew if she should apply or not. I'm horrible at making friends. I love to hang out with people, but I'm afraid of being ignored again. At the moment, I sat there alone in times where I needed help the most. I was always there for those who I called friends, ripped my ass off to help them out in every shit, but then poof, I needed a shoulder to cry on and no one was there. Well, things changed over time. I think my now friends would be there, but I swore to myself to not rely on others anymore in no circumstances. Yesterday was my birthday. Usually at my school people get shoutouts from a ton of people. I think I got 2. From people that I'm not even really friends with. The worst part is that I thought I'd get more. Pay attention to who does give you attention. Some of the things I regret is not opening my circle of friends more. Could have had some really great people in my life but didn't realize it at the time. An old close dear friend committed suicide and I found out a week or so later on FB from someone far removed from that circle. That made me run back through the last few years and the light bulb popped on. I'm old at 60 plus. I did well. Most of them have not. Maybe I came off as an asshole back when I thought being a tall poppy meant something. But we were all running wild back then, so who knows? 2 things I know. You can't go back and nobody or thing can make you happy. You hear it a million times, but it eventually sinks into your bones. You have to find it inside. When I realized that my only friends were just my boyfriend's friends and they weren't actually there for me like they are for him. Or when my best friend of 5 years didn't even ask me to be in her wedding when she would have been my maid of honor whenever I decided to get married. Either one of those, honestly. I wouldn't say I don't have any friends, but I have slowly realized that I don't have as many as I once thought. I would always have to be the one to initiate hanging out / doing something. After a while I started to realize this and decided to stop altogether and see if anyone would hit me up. Apart from a handful of people, no one tried to hit me up to hang out with them. If I was invited to somewhere, it was always indirectly through my best friend, like, oh, ask him to come too, but no one ever messaged me directly. I realized that these weren't the friends I thought they were / we didn't have the relationship I thought we did. I slowly cut ties with almost all of these people I thought were some of my close friends and only have a few people that I would genuinely call my friends. Well, when I tried to tell them about my struggles and they either one-upped me, said that they didn't want to hear about my problems, or told me to just think happy thoughts and the sad feelings will go away, instead of listening to what I had to say for once, instead of me always being the shoulder to cry on for them. So I said fuck it and became a lone wolf, which includes making many acquaintances but no actual friends, so everything I tell people is surface level. To avoid a long story, my brother threw a party 200+ people. As my birthday was 2 weeks later, I decided to celebrate mine as well. As for convenience and opportunity, while there already was one, there was live music / DJs, snack corners, free shuttle buses, sleep facilitation, strippers, eating, etc. Wrote invitations to at least 40 considered friends. Free pickup, free staying over the night, breakfast and €10 for infinite booze. Not even one showed up. Like zero. Something died in me that day, and still hope that coincidence exists. Thanks for listening to the end. Like, subscribe and leave a comment. See you later.